right? Yeah, okay, so yeah. Unless play replay. This is gonna be a interesting stream. The game I'm going to be playing, I am 99.9% certain none of you have ever heard of, except for Zool if he ever shows up. Because, let's say I made this like way back, 2019. Oh shit. Well, okay, technically, there's. It had to be newer than that. I had a later version. That one I think was more like 2 to 3 years ago, not 4. I know this is up to date. Because I was updating it using the tool. This one, in fact. I used to think this was a great idea, huh? Using this. That was the MV version. Yeah, this better be the definitive one. And yes, there's a link to my YouTube, which does work. It just sends a hyperlink or whatever. Yeah. Holy so much. It is 2017 in the USA, or should I say the DSA, or the dystopian states of America. The country became a war zone, all because of Metalite. What is Metalite, you ask? Metalite is a chemical compound that enhances the human body, giving the user super strength and speed. Metalite was invented by the brilliant Dr. MT. He planned to use this for science to benefit the world. Problem was there were some particularly bad people who didn't think that way. They killed him, stole it. They didn't, or they found. You guys read the rest. Yes, there is a hard mode where all the enemies are buffed. There's actually a guy you can talk to in the game later that explains more on how that difficulty changes. You can probably look at this as not only me playing through the game, but sort of as a walkthrough, since I know every goddamn secret. So yeah, regular. You're not allowed to leave right away. Talk to him first, because he'll keep doing those effects until you do. So yeah, here, this is Ken. We won't be using this, but this is actually a cheat password. You put in certain numbers, you get the cheat. Many beds in the game you can sleep in, and it gives you a full restore like an inn, but you never have to pay to sleep anywhere. You could just find beds and sleep in them whenever you feel like it. I'm not like some other games. You don't have to like go anywhere to do it. You just find a bed, boom. Though some beds you can't sleep in. Yep, and this is Hannah. Yeah, the fun fact is that this story, or this game in general, kind of spawned from a short story I tried to write in a class in high school. the game ended up going a lot further than that, and it took me until years after graduation to even finish this thing. This is James. Believe it or not, pretty much everyone in the game, actually, yes, everyone in the game, everyone in the Resistance, I mean, are all people from real life. Here, Jerod right here, that's me. That's me. This is supposed to be, at least a representation. It doesn't actually look like him, actually, of my father, if he was still in the army. Kim was one of my best friends in high school. We talked all the time. He also hates it when you call him Kenny. Not in the game, though. Anna was his sister. I also knew her, too. This is Kayla. Yeah, talking to her puts her in the party because we're supposed to grab a couple more members. I actually don't remember what her actual name was in real life, but I talked to her a lot during lunch and also sometimes in the morning in the library. She requested to be named October for some reason. She's one of the 2 members who don't fight. She's never in the party, technically. She just exists to be here. Be like our intelligence person. Yeah, text like this that appears when you first go out appeared a couple places in the game. This is new to the Definitive Edition, which means I know I'm playing Definitive Edition, because I realized a couple of the people who did play the game, which was barely anybody, they would get lost. Fun fact, tip, if you want to survive more easily in this overworld, no enemies spawn outside the streets or the trees to the right. The ones that you can walk over, not these ones. So everywhere that's grassy is safe. Yeah, I know 30, not 99. I went 30. That sounds a bit arbitrary, but I've decided any more would be too much. I actually had me and my bro came up with a clever idea for a future RPG, though, where stronger items just have a lower cap of how many you can hold. You want to collect vials, but this is a big beginner's trap, and this is mainly just an oversight with how the game works, and me as well. Don't use them immediately, or you're not using them optimally. If you want to actually get good use out of vials, you want to wait until you have everyone in your party in the story. After you have gotten everybody, then they're optimal to use. Yep, this applies to buffs too. They have 4 stages of them. The normal engine only allows 2, but there's a plugin to get more. Oh, battle time. We're fighting a thug. Yep. This is all coming back to me. Okay, he increases attack. Ooh, yes. Yeah, Kayla is a hard hitter. She's like a power type. My character's more about special attacks. Also, we're at level 1, so we're just so weak. But the thug is one of the 3 joke enemies in the game that kind of just exists to be fodder at the beginning. Okay, no drops. They didn't get any beakers. there's a whole bunch of information. I know everything, basically. I don't remember everything, though, but yeah, things like drops, enemy moves, or AI and stuff. Yep, that is how it works. Certain moves have a bigger bonus when you get a crit. Yeah, you really do. Unless you, I mean, if you want to speed up the game, just sleep spam. This is a little mini area. I really shouldn't go here yet. I'm going to go to these areas later. Where you're meant to go is the other part of the map. Right here. By the way, all the music in the whole game, composed it myself. It's not that great. It's a bit mixed in my opinion. I feel like the music I made in later projects is better. But hey, you gotta start somewhere. And yeah, I know that's a typo. I don't know how I never saw that. This is Isabella. She's the other character you never actually get to play as. Yeah, the lore thing is that she was able to, like, speak with nature and stuff, but, like, I never actually ended up doing anything with her in this game. She's kind of a waste. Here's Tony. Yeah, he'd be killing them wolves for the drops, the meat drops. True RPG player. Yeah, he's my bro. He be using fire, burning people alive. Some of these houses are just random miscellaneous areas that you get extra goodies, like this one. Just mash the action button, whatever, on all these until you find shit. You want to hold on to mattress stores. Those are not commonly found, and they're expensive to buy. So yeah, it's good to always find those. Multiple emergency kits. Those are also high level items. Yeah, you get some items that are pretty strong early game in here if you get search around. I mean, maybe not the strongest. If you had grenades right away, dude, every enemy you would ever fight, you can cheese. Hospital wrap, that's just a normal item. That's a pretty low level item. You get those everywhere. It's always the same. It's not like it's random or anything. I just don't remember which boxes these were in. And then you get some money. And there's nothing up there. Oh yeah, this house literally... I think the only purpose it serves is back here. Or not. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's literally just a place where you talk to this NPC. Yep, the metahumans are running loose everywhere. Everyone's like, yeah, look at those chemicals. We superhuman. This is Ken's house. The Allen house. Allen was their last name in real life. Ken and Hannah. Yep, it's up behind. Yep, 2 first aid kits behind the piano. I remember that. That's it, though. That's all that's in here. Despite this being one of the houses of the main characters, that's it. There's like never anything the Allen house is involved in after that. Okay, before we explore the rest of this map, the story progresses when we go back to the hideout. And like pretty much none of the characters that you see look anything like the real people. Well, maybe except for a couple features vaguely. Like I got that goatee in real life. Well, similar. It's not like quite like that. Yep, get all mad. He's like, I'm looking at the mirror. It's like, shut up, get over here and listen. Yeah, if you didn't get that dialogue, it was kind of a joke because, you know, I'm Psychic Shock. I got psychic powers. So like, she was joking. He's like, oh, you probably already read her mind. Yeah, even after I fixed the amount of time he was in the house to make it sound less stupid, it still sounds stupid. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go investigate and fight a guy just because he went to a building we never saw him leave. Shadow is the last party member. You meet her after the first dungeon, actually, and that's when you should use all your vials. Also, Ken does join us like halfway in the first dungeon after he has his talk. And yes, we just started and we're already going to go to the first dungeon. This game is pretty quick paced overall, although it still takes like 10 hours or 10 to 12 hours usually to beat, even for me. But I'm going slow for the sake of showing everybody of something. I'm not going to go down there yet. It's a little dangerous in here because wolves spawn, but we want to fight a wolf for a reason. We can get equipment early if we do so. Wolves, the thing about all wolves in the game is that they're glass cannons. They hit hard, but their defense is like terrible. The normal wolves in particular only have 2 defense, the lowest of any enemy in the game. And yes, they yelp when you hit them. Oh, there's a stat effect, bleeding. Get used to seeing stat effects all over the place because I kind of went a little trigger happy with stat effects in this game. I just need to level up. This first stat increase is like the most important one in the game, honestly. Because comparatively speaking, how much stronger you get later is less. Okay, but now we gotta do it again, but we're gonna rest first. But since we're level 2, this will be a lot easier. We want to use a fire attack on a wolf once, or a electric attack twice. Both have a special condition if you do that. Also, that bed is literally glitched, and I, to this day, can't fathom why. Where the fade out, there's supposed to be a black fade out and fade in whenever you sleep, but this bed just doesn't give a shit. Every other bed in the game is fine. I don't get it. But there's a reason though. If you use fire on them once, or electric on them twice, though you have to be careful with the electric route because you gotta do it twice. And if they paralyze, there's a chance they'll just run away from you. missed. Pounce does have a chance to miss. Yep, the fire killed it. Now that we've did that, we guaranteed ourselves wolf meat. This is nice to get on its own because it heals 80% of health to a party member outside of a battle. But that's not why we need it. We need to bring it to a guy in the log cabin at the top of the map. Normally this guy don't do shit except sell cheap fruits, which is nice because this is kind of true for both parts of the game. Both this guy and the fruits and veggie shop later. They are decent healing items that you can pretty much always get for cheaper than the potions. So you're probably wondering, what did he just give me? Well, oh yeah, and you're probably thinking, what is this music menu? Yeah, the game has a built-in sound test I added with a plugin as well. We'll put this on him because he needs it, I think. Oh wait, he can't. Nothing. I forgot, yeah. She's the only one in our current party setup unless we make her active. Which I'm not going to. He gives us brass knuckles. That number 50, that's just the limit of how many weapons you can have in your inventory at once. 1 out of 50 weapons. Yep, it does what it says. Your attack increases by 10 points, I mean. And if you block an attack, the damage reduction is even more than usual by a little bit. It's not like a super big difference regarding, but it's a little better. Let's just show status. Why don't we? Tech was technically what luck was, but I actually had to do slight tweaking around with stats of the editor and doing a tiny bit of programming, I think it was. Where tech basically just means that your technical bonus is higher. That's kind of all it does. That's what it does now. If you get crits, you get more reward out of crits. You get like a flat bonus from tech. Yep, and you can see the Azure equips there. But yeah, you can tell she's offensively strong physically, but her specials are not good. The thing with Tone is he's supposed to have good special power and speed being his trademark. James is the tank. Well, at least, wall. He's the wall for physicals. Hannah is mostly all around, but she actually is the best special wall. And my character is purely the special attacker in the party, even more than Tone. Yep, a lot of files. You can also look at her skills. Some cost SP, some are free. Collect actually it actually adds a damage modifier bonus. Like, it multiplies the damage output of attacks that have the electric element for Jerod. For me. Telegraph is kind of just a good stall move. If there's ever a time that you need a stall, which can actually are uses for it. Anger, she just literally gives herself attack up. Power block, it's basically just block, but it uses SP instead of being free, but the trade-off is that the amount of damage you take is like almost nothing. She could take almost anything in this, like she could take like some of the strongest goddamn moves in the game with this block. The only moves that really hurt her a lot are like the moves that deal like flat damage or like ignore defense. Fire shot, yes. Shoots fire at one enemy. Hits 2 times on a random enemy. Yep, that's what Sharp Wind does. James has Taser, which is just a free electric attack that has a very good chance to paralyze. Freeze Ray. This move is funny because it counts as a physical, despite being non-physical element. But it's ice. And it can freeze people very easily. Hannah's a pretty weird gimmick character. Gas Form does some crazy shit. She kind of becomes almost impossible to hit unless you use specials, basically, when she's in gas. But she can also use a move that causes blindness to all the enemies. And then she just has a water attack to blind people. Actually, her whole moveset seems to be about blinding people for the most part. But yeah, that's the current party setup. For items, yeah. Max Restore Potion just heals all your HP and SP for the whole party. It's basically an like a Mega Elixir. That's basically what it is. First Aid Kit revives a party member to 40% health. Emergency Kit does the same thing, but to 80% health. And Hospital Wrap just cures bleeding status, which is what that like scythe icon thing was before. So yeah, enough of that explanation. Actually, wait, let's just show you. If you go down here, I'm not gonna actually end up buying these, but it's nice to have these. The carrot is a pretty interesting item because it gives you a unique status effect that you can't get any other way in the game. Accuracy state. You get a bit of health back too, so it is still restorative, but your hit rate goes up, which makes it easier for you to land hits, and enemies that have good evasion have a harder time dodging you. That's basically all it does. It's also a way to sort of counteract being blind, because there actually is no cure to blind on its own. You kind of just have to let it sit out. The carrot can help counteract it. Broccoli doesn't have any cool effect or anything, but it heals half the health bar of one party member, which isn't as effective as a Restore Potion, which affects the whole party, but it's way cheaper. More vials, because there's a... We can't do this yet. There's overworld abilities like some characters have technically later in the game. You can't get up there yet. This one's pretty well hidden. You can't actually see it, but you just have to go here and press, or yeah, go here and search. Get a special vial. Yep, that's already the McAllister house. This house has no purpose until you beat the game. This is a post-game area. But once you actually beat the game, you get like enemy gauntlets and stuff. If I remember correctly, aside from the special secret hint that this little area has, there's nothing else in here. Oh, never mind. There's a Restore Potion in the bag. Yep, that's a secret code. You might have to try to see if you can figure out what that does. We'll figure that out later. It's way too soon to find out, actually. It's not a good idea to try to do it. This house. Alright, there's a side quest guy to the left. And then there's two people on the top who don't really give you any information about anything. They just... They just exist. The way this guy was programmed was kind of shit. Just more RPG Maker drawbacks. But you're supposed to give him, yeah, you have to give him acids. Acid is a drop. It's a pretty hard to get drop because only meta bats and poison bats, I think, yeah, they drop it, and also mutants. But you don't even fight mutants until like the end of the game, so you have to give him the acids one at a time, like fucking shopping in Earthbound. Yeah, I know. But I don't have acids. But it gives you a really good weapon. It gives you one of the best swords in the whole game, the acid sword. This is a miscellaneous area. Playing the miscellaneous medley music. Don't let the arrows touch you, or they will push you like that. Can't get that lower one. Crap, I don't have the rock smash move yet. Yes, that chest is a trap. That's another rock you need to break. Tent. The tent is good. You want to go there early, actually. That might be one of the best places to go. The first dungeon's like so easy though. Like even if you just skip everything and go there straight, you can win. So doing extra stuff just makes it pathetic. Like that first dungeon is so baby easy. Speed vial again. Yep. Because there's 2 of every stat. There's speed, attack, defense, and special. 2 of each, and 4 parts of the world. So there's 8 of them each that you get. And then there's also high-end vials in a couple places in the game. Yep, this is the store with the meta shopping theme. I still think this song is just really catchy to this day. I like listening to it on occasion. It's so simple, but for some reason I like it. What the f... What's going on? No! Are you kidding me, game? It's a glitch. It's a glitch that just happens sometimes when it feels like it. Are you fucking kidding me? And it's rare, too, so the fact that it happened here, of all places... I have to reset. That's stupid. Look at all the crap about the redo. Okay, I was here last. Oh, he's guarding. He's not gonna take as much damage now. You missed, James, you idiot. Yeah, this is a secret tech for guarding. Guarding actually heals you a bit, and also heals a bit of your SP too. So guarding actually has more purpose than a normal guard. And that actually does mean that, because of the way it works, if you use effects that increase, your guard power, I think it was, there's a couple of instances where guarding can give you more health than usual. Like, Kayla's power block gives you more health back as well as guarding more. Though you don't get SP back with that. That'll be broken. More XP for me. If your number flashes red, I think the text at the top tells you. Yeah, you get crits. Back in here again. Honestly, in the cave on the way to the first dungeon, you just get the rock smash move to break the rocks, so it doesn't even take long to get them. But it only works with those like brown rocks, though. Like gray ones, you can't actually get rid of those until you visit Lincoln, which is a little later. Getting this chest isn't a big problem. Both sides of this chest have a encounter tile, which after you beat the enemy... Actually, no, yeah, I think it triggers every time you go there. It's just like those trap tiles from Final Fantasy. And it's a set enemy. It's always a meta-human. These guys are not jokes like the thugs were. It's funny how we haven't encountered a civilian or criminal. Those guys are also jokes. Those are criminals the strongest of the 3 jokes, and civilians the weakest of the 3 jokes. Now, we're not level 1, so metahumans aren't a big problem if we're not level 1. If we're like level 2, which we are, this guy isn't that big a deal. The purple one, so... Oh, never mind. He just got super lucky with a crit. That can happen sometimes. Okay, he's definitely not doing a speed punch this time. Or he is. Speed Punch, there's like different damage formulas I did for a lot of moves, and Speed Punch uses mostly your speed to deal damage and not much of your attack. So the faster you are, the more effective it is. Oh, no drops. It gives you money. That's what it does. Here's something good to know. I'm not gonna actually do anything in the tent yet, but his bed you can sleep there. So yeah, it's nice to know you just can sleep there. Let's save here. If something dumb happens in there again, I want to be able to start right next to it. I'm not going to get anything here, but just another example of a shop. Tough Beaker for 60. This one gives you special defense and defense up by 1 stage when you use it on the whole party. Beakers always target the whole party. So if you can stockpile some of these, and you can just end up using them on like turn 1 to just like fully beef up 1 stat or 2 stats in this case. We already seen those 2, and yeah, Restore Potion, the weaker version of the other one. You see how much more expensive that is than the Grape? Grape is like half the price, less than half the price, and it still heals 50% health. The encounter tables actually do matter on what parts of the map you are. Most areas in here on the roads, you'll fight thugs and civilians. But on this upper road here, by the shop, specifically up this upper area, you can sometimes fight criminals too, like him. He actually has a nice drop. If you keep fighting him, there's a drop he can give you that could actually be really useful early on. This guy can be a little So if you're really unlucky and you're like low level, he can be slightly scary because he has gun, which is a higher crit multiplier. He also sometimes will just run away from you, or sometimes he'll just steal an item from you. Though the item table from what he can steal is pretty much all junk stuff, sometimes he can steal good shit like max restores though. So yeah, careful. Another one. Ow. Ow. Not even giving him a turn. Nope. Damn. He can give you a flammable gas can, which is one of the elemental attack weapons you can use in battle. It deals a set amount of damage, which is affected by resistance and weakness, but it's set otherwise. It's just to deal AoE fire damage. It's a good use on Brock, because he has a weakness to it. Okay, I'm feeling like I can get in here now. There's a... Go through the maze here. Okay, I got the weakest encounter. You can get 2 thugs, a metahuman, I think 2 metahumans, but sometimes if you're unlucky, you can get a strong metahuman, which is the purple version. And those guys are actually pretty tough this early on. Okay, strength beaker. Defense vial. Okay, the rest of the stuff I'll be able to do soon anyway, but I kind of do just need to go to where the game wants me to go. We're level 3 already, so that's alright. This is the house, next to Ken's house. It seems like there's nothing here. You'll look around and be like, what's going on? What's anything? There's a secret, though. This great metal grating. Cave entrance. It's not a move she can use in battle, but it lets you break rocks, which will be useful when we get back out of the cave. This cave is really annoying because pretty much the only enemies, besides from the occasional metahuman that show up, are these annoying bats who just exist to waste time and not accomplish anything. Though especially the normal bats. The normal bats are just a waste. It's actually better just to run. Like, they don't drop anything of value that you really care about. And they barely give you anything by killing them either. They're just annoying. Wow, first try on 2 encounters? Holy crap. Okay, didn't work that time. There is a cap to how many times a run can fail, which is 5. Though the chances of it failing 5 times is so low. Because you have like a 96% chance, I think, to fail 4 times. And then the 5th time, after the 5th... Whatever, it goes up by like about 20% each time or something. I think it was. Which is something else I did with plugins. The escape rate gets higher the more you fail. And it like caps out way sooner than the normal version of the game. Because normal RPG Maker makes you run away, or makes you fail like a bajillion times before it works. Okay, the chances of running also are slightly determined, in a way, by your speed compared to the opponent. So the bats are actually pretty fast, which does make the RNG a little worse. Also, your speed does determine turn order. I just walked on the magma. Uh-oh. Nope, there's another metahuman. Hey, yeah, before he gets a turn. Now we're in the first dungeon already. Even on hard mode, this dungeon's not really a problem. Just for the sake of it, why not? We fight Norton guards. These guys technically take like 10% less damage from physicals, which isn't even really much of protection, but it's just like the joke I have is that they're wearing vests. Use fire. Why not? So yeah, he's burning, which he'll take damage every turn. Yep, their attack pattern is very simple. On the first turn only, I think. Yeah, I think it was just the first turn. They have a chance to just throw attack, which is something they don't do very often. And other than that one thing, their whole pattern is guard tase, guard tase, guard tase, guard tase. They just do a pattern. Since he did taser last turn, he will now guard. Yep. Aside from the very small chance he has to break routine to attack, he will just keep cycling between the two moves. But yeah, I just thought, like, I kind of felt like playing this again. I was talking to an indie dev that I'm friends with. And kind of brought back this game to me and be like, oh man, I remember this. It would make me think of it again, I mean. By the way, each party member has, like, natural affinities and stuff. It's something that you wouldn't easily know. Jerod just takes less electric damage just by default. But yeah. I thought, well, you know what, I'll play through this. Oh, actually, like, because no one ever plays this, like I said, like, this game just, like, completely got, like, no attention when I released it. Which, to be fair, I didn't advertise it anywhere, didn't, like, show it off on social media. It's kind of my own fault. But hey, maybe someone will try this if they watch this. You technically don't have to if you know the password, which I do, but I'm going to be fair and do all 3 fights, because there's fights in front of each of these little panels in the wall, which are supposed to be hints. Ooh, suplex. That move has bad accuracy, but it ignores defense if it lands and causes defense and attack down. Didn't really matter in the end, though. All 4 numbers add up to 19. Fun fact, there's technically 2 right answers, but only 1 works for the door. I never noticed this when I first made it. And honestly, even after I figured it out, I decided to fuck it and just keep it. 2 wolves. I'm actually going to heal in a bed that's close by before the 3rd one, because the 3rd one is going to be our first encounter with a strong metahuman. double what means. The first number subtracted by the second equals 2. So yeah, I slept there. I'm also going to save here, just in case. But yeah, we got to fight a strong metahuman here. These guys are a lot sturdier. They're made of sterner stuff than the other stuff people before them. He's increasing his attack. Oh, see, no damage. Look at that. Couldn't even hurt him with that. Freeze Ray ignores defense, which is nice. Now he's frozen. This is a secret tech in the game. In fact, there's a couple enemies late game that know how to do it. Hit someone with an electric element attack while they're frozen, and there's a damage bonus. A pretty hefty one, actually. Oh, he's gonna do that again, huh? I'm getting lucky he's not attacking me. Yeah, moves have cooldown, by the way. Alright, we got this. Yeah, tough guy. That was a level up. Okay, no drops. The last two numbers multiply to 18. More guards. This is the password door in question. The next room in the game after this, once you reach the other side of it, will be the first mini-boss of the game. 5329, that is the password. I forget what the other correct answer is. Which isn't actually correct. If you notice I didn't encounter anyone in here, there are encounters, but there's a specific path that if you walk, the encounter rate, you can actually heavily reduce the chance someone fights you. It's kind of something that's unique to only a couple rooms in the game. This is the Prelude to Battle theme, used for cutscenes before certain fights. There's a couple other ones later in the game too, but this is one used in a couple miscellaneous places for most mini bosses. The Norton Staff Manager. The mini boss theme is now playing, and now we fight. This guy also resists physical slightly like the other guards, but by 20% instead of 10%, I think. And also just resists electric attacks by like 40%. He also knows how to use gun, unlike the other ones. And he doesn't just have the same pattern of swapping between guard and a taser. He actually has more randomness to him. He's not hard, though. Despite what I was just saying. Some enemies, I forget which ones, but some enemies do have like a programming for things like they'll have like a chance to use certain moves specifically in people who have who have the lowest stat of this or the highest stat of this. That exists for some enemies in the game. Ooh, crit. She can still buff one more stage. He reached under half health, which means he could start using gun. But no, I already froze him, so no biggie. Guy had 600 health, by the way. He always gives an emergency kit, and you get the blue key card, which you need by backtracking. paralyzing James is one of the last people you want to paralyze, because paralyze makes it so that your speed goes down very hard. That's mainly what paralysis does. It makes your speed suck, and also disables the ability to guard. That's what paralysis does in this game. There's also a hidden mechanic on a few enemies in the game. Oh yeah, these guys are good for drops. Yeah, I got some more of that. There's a hidden mechanic where a few enemies in the game have an auto guard, and if you paralyze someone who's supposed to auto guard, you get like a super damage bonus. It's something I did. It's a special gimmick you can use on, I think, only 3 enemies in the whole game. Actually, I wouldn't say enemies, because I think like 2 out of 3 of the things I mentioned are like one-time fights. Technically, they're not regular enemies. But yeah, there's only like 3 things in the game that have it. But if you use on them, you can just completely destroy them. But yeah, I just saved. It's a special encounter. Ken will join us after this fight. Ooh, nice. Oh, miss. You see what I mean? How easy this first dungeon is? The game does get harder, a lot harder later on, though. But this first dungeon is just like a joke. Ken is nice to have, actually. Ken's cool. Yep, martial arts. Weakens the opponent and hone senses. Hone senses is a special technique he has where his evasion and accuracy for a few turns is just increased. It's the only other way to get accuracy buff besides the carrots, and there's also equipment. There's one equipment that can do it. But yeah, hone senses increase your accuracy and evasion. Actually, I think hone senses is the only thing in the game that does both. Drain attack actually is one of those vampiric moves. You get health from the enemy. This thing is kind of broken on bosses because it does percentage damage. Just use formation. I'll show you how this works. We're going to switch out James for Ken. I know we lose freeze cheese with this, but the enemies are too easy in this dungeon anyway. You do learn more moves as you level up, which is probably something you expect. Kayla's a little hurt, but yeah, we can do this. The second mini boss, this is Norton's right-hand man, Brock. He's fairly tough. He also has the first AoE attack, elemental AoE attack in the game that he's used against you. But he takes 50% more damage from fire. And yes, there's like certain amounts of resistance that some enemies have to stat effects and stuff too. There's a lot of variables that go into this. Oh, Drain Attack also lowers the opponent's attack, so it's actually really good to spam it. But Drain Attack hits a random target, that's its problem. Oh! If I remember correctly, yeah, I think the AI actually can tell. Yeah, the AI knows with the plugin. He's weak to fire, and Denton uses fire, so he becomes a more desirable target because of it. Ooh, miss. That anger is a scripted move he can use anytime when his phase changes. There's a few of those in the game. He only uses that anger once, though. Uh-oh, Kayla's froze. Too bad I don't have Heat Zone to cure that right now, so she's just stuck like that. I think that's part of his AI, if I remember correctly. He has a chance to target someone who is currently frozen and use suplex on them. There we go. A little tougher, but not a big deal. I think at level 10, yeah, we get the Road Key card from level 10, I think, yeah. We get the next move. And then level 25 and then level 45. That's how the move upgrades work. Actually, except for Shadow, who only gets one new move at level 30. I think it was, yeah. She has a smaller moveset than everyone else. There's no more enemies. We are already going to go to the boss. Okay, so again, though, I really don't need to. Oh yeah, I forgot you can't save in this room. Certain rooms don't let you save. So you better save before this room. Norton sounds a bit scary on paper, but he has a big glaring weakness that he kind of never gets fully cured in any of his fights in the game. He's very susceptible to griefing with stats effects. He can kind of just abuse stats effects like he can't do anything about it. It is a little harder to fight him with Kayla though, because he actually has he's fairly bulky on the physical side and hits fairly hard on the physical side. This guy has 1600 health. Brock had 900. see how much damage that drain attack did? Because it's percentage based. Also, I like how he just debuffed her when she tried to power up. It's funny. I forget, paralysis is like the one thing you can't cause to him. Paralysis is like the one thing he's immune to. Here's something you can do. Mid-fight, you switch. The switch does have cooldown though, but you can switch him to James, like that, and then freeze his ass. He's pretty easy to freeze, cheese. Yes, he spawns a guard here, and he also spawns a second guard for another part of his health bar dropping. He has a different move he'll use now because he's at this point. Freeze Ray is a random person, so that's technically the only thing he can really do to protect himself. But James is slow, so everyone else should already have hit him first. Good. See, she can't guard because she's paralyzed. That's how it works. Yep. That's a mechanic that happens later in the fight. They can cure his frozen. He used Brace of scripted move. He gets him defense up. Yes, that is a very horrible loop, I know. It's the worst case of it ever in my whole career of music making. That loop is the most awkward, sudden thing ever. It's better than the other songs. Even his signature double punch, not enough. And yes, you see that stat debuff, you lower defense when you use double punch on people. Nice crit. I mean, we didn't learn anything besides the fact you're not the mastermind. The boss defeat song. These are actually guaranteed drops, by the way. Power Plus is an enhancer. We'll learn about enhancers later. They're cool. High-end vial, yes, and rubber shield, which is good equipment. And don't make a stupid joke about the rubber shield. I've already heard it. We are going to go back for the story, but there is actually a vial all the way back there where Dorn is to go through the area again, but it's a lot faster after you've been there once. This is something that's optional, and or technically you have to pick which ones you want. You only get 2 of them. It's for replay value. For the sake of speed, I guess. Attack and special. Yes. She has one more time she'll ask you this in the game, so it only happens twice. We have Rock Smash, so there's a few places, and yes, the music changes in every time you quote save for being the boss. That defense file had lowercase d. Let's go. It's quick, but if we go through here again, get another vial. Yep, you see so little worth of bats. That's one thing good for Northern Guard. So he gave you a lot of lower tier or common items. You get a lot of common items from them. Thankfully, I decided not to do this for the other two dungeons in the game because they're longer and they would be really annoying. There is technically an item hidden in the second dungeon's boss room, but it's just a normal item. It's not a vial. Now we need to get back out here. They didn't encounter a meta bat down here yet. They're scarier than the normal bats, but they can sometimes give you an acid, which is nice. They can also drop a weakening fluid, which actually is a nice item. But nope, just normal bats. There is that tent. It's an optional thing, but it's really good to get it early because you get some nice shit. I think it's worth it. We won't be able to do the ultimate challenge yet. We're not really strong enough to do that. And the next thing we're supposed to do is go to that street in the top right, and you end up fighting our rivals for the first time. Kayla needs it the most because of her special defense not being good. So yeah, you get some defense points on both, defense and special defense. And you can't be paralyzed, and electric damage is reduced, but you take more fire damage. This choice is, it's another buggy thing that I couldn't understand because I suck at life when it comes to making this game. You have to do these in order. You have to do it from top to bottom, regardless of what it looks like. Easy. Oh, special evasion. Moves that are classed as special and not normal, if you have special evasion, they will never work. They just get deflected. But getting hit by a physical will remove it. So yeah, he was able to block that fire shot. And then the third enemy is actually one we haven't seen yet because he's in the second town, which we will visit soon. He's an enemy from there. And he can be annoying, though there's actually 4 versions of him. This is the weakest of the versions, the assassin line. These guys can be super annoying. I mean, the later ones. These ones aren't that bad, though. He's one, he has that special guarding flag thing I mentioned, the auto guard. And so does the second version of him, and this one fight in a side quest. Yeah, like one enemy in a side quest does it too. So yeah, we're gonna spam electric, and you see what happens. Be careful though, because if you use physical attacks, because he could do a counter attack. Now he's paralyzed. Now we're just going to use physical attacks and he will die so fast. Watch what happens. Yep, you see what I mean? So paralyzing an assassin and a meta assassin will just murder them. Yep, you get a high-end vial for the normal challenge. The next 3 challenges give you some nice shit. Spicy challenge. You have to fight 2 opponents in these 3 challenges that are elemental themed. Oh, yeah, well, Flaming Mini. Yep, there's 3 elemental versions of the metahumans in the next town, but they're in this challenge too. He's weak to ice, resists fire, and the other elements also have an affinity that corresponds to those 3 elements: fire, ice, and lightning. There we go. Oh yes, the equipment you get here. You have to put this on Tony. He's the only character who can have it. Flame power. It's like collect on Jerod, but it's just a passive thing. All of his fire attacks now just deal more damage. As long as he wears that. Shooting challenge. Yeah, Derek is literally just a swap of Brock. The only difference is a couple of his stats are like shifted a bit. He's like almost a full clone though. It's also a good way to level up fast. Icy Metahuman. He's like the most annoying stally version of the three. He doesn't like electric. You also can't freeze him. I have 4 of them. I'll use one. Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing. There we go. Yeah, he was pretty annoying. Same thing for ice power for him. Yeah, he's just back. this is Charge Behemoth, the most scary of the three, because he uses a strong special attack if you let him. He doesn't like fire. Yep, that. Ooh, so close to a level up. The ultimate challenge is too hard though. You have to fight a super Mega Man near the end, and he's really strong. And then there's a secret fight after that for the 5th fight. We're not ready for that. We're a lot stronger now. Let's fight the rivals. It's rival time. Gotta fight these two, which are also based off of people in real life too. Though since I use a lot of presets, pre-made assets in the tool, yeah, no, they don't actually look like this. I was kind of lazy, wasn't I? These two work well together too. The left one likes fire, the right one likes wind, but burning her is very useful because it weakens her. Don't freeze Joe though. Or no, if she gets frozen, Joe will free her. And when Joe gets low on health, she can raise his special defense. So yeah, they have like team moves and stuff.
Strong Breeze forces your whole party to block, which kind of just wastes your turn. Oh, damn. Ooh! By the way, Gina substitutes for Joe, so it's better to kill her first. And substitute, what I mean is she takes the hit for him. Which actually can be a good way of making her die. Ooh. Two members are down. You can also do formation. Which also is cooldown. There we go. Let's go back and heal. There we go. Now we can go to Uptown, a new part of the game. We do need to buy his boat at some point. The path up is actually optional technically, but the path you need to take later in the forest, you actually need that boat. This is fruity and veggie. There's NPCs here that don't tell you anything. For sure they don't say anything useful. Yeah. Oh yeah, the cooldown period. The carrot again, yes. The broccoli. Grapes. Increase your special defense while also giving you SP. A good chunk of it. Or a fair little bit of it. Orange just gives you a bunch of SP for a low price. These are more expensive. Ultra Special Apple heals that. Rare Potato. It makes the encounter rate half where you walk. That's what it is, they're augments. That's what the enhancers are. Actually, I can use one now, I think, yeah. Let's see, I think it was in equip you do it. Or was it status? Yeah, or here. See, it has an attachment slot for rubber shield. I don't have any S enhancers though, because I have attack plus, which is not available for rubber shield. You can sleep here anytime. There's a few things to do in town here. But first things first, the required thing. We gotta talk to Shadow. Oh yeah, there's this random house. Literally the only thing is in here is a couple items and a high spawn rate for thugs and criminals, which are, like, you know, pathetic at this point in the game. Yeah, you just get a hospital wrap and a bunch of weak enemies to beat up. That's what all this area exists for. Yep. If you're really over leveled for some weak enemies, they just run away. That's for a thing. There we go. There she is. Yeah, there's nothing in here, I remember. I think you can sleep here, though. Yeah, you can. We have our full party. So, watch this. We're gonna end up using all of these. It'll affect every party member. You see, they're upgrading stuff. And our stats have increased. Then we have a couple high ends. Look how much more health and SP we get. We'll heal that up. Boom. Upgrades. And there's nothing in here, by the way, if I remember correctly. There's just nothing. That snowy region's for much later in the game. A house to get some stuff. There is one thing hidden in this room. Back here, yeah, this chest. Just some money. There's enemies you have to fight on the way up to this ladder. Look how much easier it is to kick his ass. I tell you, those vials are powerful. Oh, that's a very rare drop. I got an ice sword from him. I'm gonna put that on, dude. Ice sword is good. Boys equip swords, girls equip gloves. That's just kind of how it turned out by coincidence. Yep, your normal attack becomes the ice mill, and I can inflict the frozen stats with my normal attack. That's what this does. But I can, watch this, I have something I can finally use that thing on now. Oh yeah, the brass knuckles technically could too. Yep, Enhancer gives you a 20% boost to your attack stat. And there's multiple of these copies you can have on gear, because sometimes gear will so you can sometimes have more than one W enhancer or S enhancer. You can just stack these and get some busted stats. Though getting enhancers is hard though, because they're rare. They're rare drops, or you can only get them like once in the game, like from a boss. But they're worth it. You get some good stats. There we go. Here's two fun shops we gotta look at underneath us here. Oh, and down there is a secret cave. I'll get there later. You get more vials, but it's not recommended you go there right away. Oh, you can hang around on the top floor to fight metabats though. But when you get lower, one of the vials is being guarded by a mercenary who's an end game level enemy. So. Equipment on this side and weapons on the other side, I believe, yeah. Damn, these weapons still 2,107. So there's giant gloves. Increases attack and guarding, but lowers speed. Greed gloves gives you double money after battle, and its power is based on how rich you are. So if you're poor, this weapon makes you deal like practically no damage. But if you have your money maxed out, it casually does like over 1,000 damage per punch. It's just a normal weapon, just gives you some power and causes bleeding. Yeah, this is the weapon one. This is an amplifier, not a weapon. Not every character can use this if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think Kayla and Ken get it. But yeah, it just makes them hit way harder. This is a nice cheap thing to get, because you get some defenses, and it makes it so every item you use is 50% more effective, which also includes like revive health and heal health and stuff. Special shield is good. It reduces SP usage by 25%. This just gives you some nice raw defense. This is the rubber shield, but this one is for not getting hurt by fire. Now with this, you can spam his specials a little more. Yeah, I forget, you get a free vial the first time you go into Richard's place. And then I'm gonna get a weapon too. We're gonna need to make up money. We're gonna go there later. This girl basically just is like a big tutorial that just teaches you about how all the stats effects work in the game. If you want to hear about it, that's where she is. Yep. I kind of just have that here because I like music. Area up here you go. That black rock gets removed when the final boss is dead. It's a post-game area. There's some files you can get if you go to a cave that's up here. There's also a chance of fighting assassins up here in this area. Yep. I didn't encounter anyone in there. Amazing. Wow, no encounters? What the hell? Again, the rest house. This is going to be a good place to go to get some grinding done, though. Oh, first let's look at this. This is the library. This gives you a basically, the encircle supply. It's basically a bestiary. It's missing a lot of details about certain things that are actually in a document that I have on my game show page, which isn't exactly accurate, but it tells you their stats. It tells you their drops, but not the rate of the drops, though. EXP and money it gives. And then there's the affinities. You see all these letters here at the top? Or PHF, they're color coded. So blue, or yellow means they resist it. I think orange means they're immune to it, and then red is like they absorb it. Green means that they're weak to it, and blue means they're very weak to it. Very weak to it, they deal like double damage to them. And then the I is status effect immunities that they have. That's what these mean. You can't blind a bat because, well, they use echolocation, after all. But yeah, you can look around in there and stuff. And then there's, yeah, it tells you about it. This person over here tells you about hard mode. Yep, prices are higher too. Yep, enemies can't run away on hard mode. They recover more. They have more health. Their guarding is stronger, and their stats will go up. There's a tutor house to the right, but I'll go there later. We read the sign here. You can't use items in the dojos. These are 2 dojos. You gotta do the gray one first. The gold one is available later, after you beat the gray one first. But at our current power level, we'll get creamed in the second one. First fight you have to do here in this dojo is Ashley, who's not that bad. Oh, she's just guarding. All those grunts and voices that are made by the enemies in the game are me, by the way. I use filters and stuff on it. I'm not really sure how I managed such a good girl gasp, but I managed. Oh, James is confused. He'll just attack anyone now. He's forced to use attack, but with bad accuracy and just hits random people. Being confused sucks. This is a hard level. And losing here doesn't matter because you don't die or anything. It just stops you where you were. So you can literally just use it to get EXP. This third fight, though, if you don't know about the paralysis thing I told you about before, this guy is like really tough because he just doesn't like to take much damage at all until you stun him, and then if you stun him, you can beat him. And he has a lot of annoying moves. This guy can be tough, a beginner's trap, I'd say. But yeah, he's the other guy besides the assassins you can abuse that with his auto guard. Oh shit. Okay, good. Oh, that was a counter. There we go. Now we have a chance of winning. Just gotta be careful of Kayla going wild over here. Ooh, nice, it missed. Oh shit. Oh, nice. My confusion came clutch. One more level to get moves. He gives you the a card which you need to enter the other dojo. The only problem is that you don't get money from fighting these guys. Let me show you the second one. There's no way I can get through the whole of it, but man, maybe I might beat Jackson. Oh! I don't think so. A little known secret, they can only counter one attack per turn. So you can actually abuse this. Use a move that you'd rather let get countered, and then if they counter it, you can throw a move after that. They won't dodge. So I was able to hit them with freeze here. Guys, you can get some nice experience if you manage to beat him, though. It's good to grind off him if we can win. There we go. Yeah, Kelly's gonna win. There's like nothing. There's almost no way to win at this level with her though, because you can't freeze her. Oh, increase her defense. Oh, went for a kick. You know, maybe there is a way to win. Get to finally see Shadow do something. It's also percentage based, just like Drain Punch. I might just cheese her with Shadow. That could happen. You can't be hit by physicals when you're in Shadow form. Special attackers are her weakness. People who like physicals are terrible against her. She's also the fastest party member, which helps. There's a very small chance that Shadow Choke will put them to sleep. But I think she already has high resistance to sleep as it is, so yeah, good luck with that. Well, she tried to go for 2 kicks. This is gonna be tricky. If I get lucky, I'll win. If not, then she wins. She's at low enough health to use Fatal Hit now. Dead party members still get 70% of the experience, by the way, so dying isn't that bad. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen. But hey, he even heals us because he's nice. We can worry about the tutors later in that cave. Technically, the required thing we have to do is go over here to Joe's house. Oh, we got ambushed. Okay. We got this. Okay, I gotta go back up and rest. But yeah, we gotta go in that house. We have to talk to Walter here. He is an optional fight here. All it does is give you a good sword earlier, then you can get it another way. Because you can get this sword later in the game, but you can get it earlier than you're supposed to if you do this optional fight and win. But what you're meant to do is talk to him, not fight him. And then you're supposed to run an errand for him, and then he gives you a card to go into a certain area. So I'm going to try the fight, because you get a good sword out of it, and he's a tough fight. There's a way to win. Walter heals SP every turn, by the way. He gets SP back. And he is pretty annoying, but he has a little quirk in his AI that you can abuse. You can make him very passive if you constantly blind him. Speed up gives you an extra turn for a few turns. You get an extra turn. Yes, his counter is anger. His counter attack is increasing his own attack. Ah, shit, you have special drain. Yeah, he's being annoying today. I forgot it's 3 times, not 4, or not 1. Yeah. I could do this. Yeah, this fight could just be long. Choking out. Oh, dodge. Now he's in phase 3, which means he's going to be more aggressive and less stally overall. The blindness will kind of slow him down, but now he has a good chance of actually trying to attack more. Okay, we got lucky. That was a rapid punch. Yeah, that thing has an insta-kill chance. It's the only insta-kill move in the whole game, by the way. Fatal Hit's the only one. Okay, let's see what happens on this last turn. There we go. I got the focus skill for Jerod, which is good. Liquid form for Hannah. Machine gun for James. Heat zone for Antonio. And the swift blade. Heat zone is such a good move. You still have to talk to him to do the main quest, though. It's just now that he won't let you fight him again. It's a good weapon, though. A really good weapon to get. You see, you get a high chance to have 2 turns with more speed and attack. But it's not guaranteed, but it does happen most of the time. And I gotta go back, because Walter really did a number on my party. Yeah, this is probably one of the most random fucking things ever. I couldn't think of anything. Go get me some groceries. Then we'll talk. Now I'm able to enter an unwinnable fight. And that progresses the story. After I beat up this guy. This building. This is Boris. We can't beat him this time, but we will fight him later in the game. There's a reason why there's no health bar shown. After this turn, next turn, the game will force the battle to end, and we run away. Then we have to go back to the base. Yeah. Again, attack and special. I think it's possible, but, hang on a sec. Let's go over here. We've basically reached the next part of the game where we're supposed to go to the forest to the left of the first area. But I think now I can actually do the ultimate challenge. Yeah, the difference between this challenge and the other challenge is, yeah, you get actually an actual game over when you lose. Instead of just going back. Not that it really makes a difference when you save. She got rage mode. Yep, Mystic Stare for 10. Now here's the tough part. This guy. Now time for the final fight here. Sean's really annoying. He likes to counter shit and likes to stop your magic a lot. Oh, I got lucky there. It's so good that I froze him. If I didn't freeze him, he would have healed himself with a medicine move. Just to make the fight more annoying. I forgot just how weak people are in normal mode in this game. Well, technically it's because of the vials, actually. Vials are optional, but if you find them, you make the game way easier. Without vials, the game is harder, actually. That's what the prize you get for beating him. Issue some speed and defense, and immune to the sleep status. You can also find him again over and over, and he'll give you more experience and money, and sometimes, if you're lucky, he'll drop a special defense plus enhancer. Let's try fighting him again. Let's see. In this second fight also has something gimmick with it that's really annoying. Don't even use your special attacks at all. He'll just deflect everything. You gotta use physicals or certain hit moves, which can't miss. Yeah, pretty annoying. It can't show all the stats effects. They only show 2 on here, but on the stats you can see all of them. She still has all those debuffs. This is the reason why you get that energized shield, because he likes to put you to sleep. Oh. Yep, let's see if I can defuse him. I forget if you can. Oh, and there's a second turn. Yep, it works. That's a scripted brace. There we go. Oh, and I got the special defense plus first try. We also get some nice money. Money. Alright, I think that's about it for today. The Forest is next, which has one of my favorite songs in the game that I made. It has some interesting enemies to fight. And after a little bit of more stuff you gotta do when you get to Lincoln, and then you get to the second dungeon, which is a big jump in difficulty from the first one.